This is the video tutorial for the Happy Days owl shaped cushion. This is an ideal project to use up all your fabric scraps. I've chosen a selection of red and pink for mine, but you can choose any colour combination you want to. You'll also need some polyester stuffing, 2 buttons and some heat and bond light that's sewable. And this is how we make it. We'll start by making the outer. Place your outer fabric pretty sides up. If this was patterned, I'd be looking at the pattern. Next, fold your fabric in half so you're now looking at the back of your fabric. Then get your template and place this edge on this fold. Carefully draw all the way around it and cut out. That's my one cut out, and now do exactly the same for the other piece. I've cut my 2 outers and I'm going to put these to one side for a moment while I work on the applique. For this project we'll be using heat and bond. If you're unsure how to use it, I'll show you now. Place your chosen fabric right sides down so you're looking at the back of the fabric, and then take your piece of heat and bond and place it rough sides down. You'll feel it's totally different that side, and place it on the back of your fabric, and take your iron and simply press. Once it's cooled down a little bit, get one of your templates that you've chosen and place it on the paper side, and then carefully, using your pen, draw all the way around. I've drawn all the way around, and the next step is to cut on the line all the way around. I've cut all the way around, and that's my first template already. And now do exactly the same for each of the other templates. That's all the templates cut out, and they've all got heat and bond on the back. And now we're going to start to put them on the main outer body. I've placed my outer pretty sides up, so I'm looking at the right side of the fabric, and I've carefully placed all the templates where I'd like them to be. At this stage I've left the backing paper on. The beak overlaps the face and the eyes go on top of the face, so I'll move those out of the way for the time being. I'm now going to iron on the 4 main pieces. I've removed the backing paper for my first wing, and you'll see it's quite shiny. So place it once again in the correct place, and then press with your iron. That's my first wing attached, and now I'm going to work on the other one. That's my second wing in place, and as before I'm going to press. I'll place my heart in position, and I'm pressing once again, and the heat of the iron bonds it all together. I'll put my face into position, and now I'll press. now going to take it over the sewing machine, and using a zigzag stitch I'm going to carefully zigzag all the way around the face, all the way around the heart, and the inside of the wing. So that side and around that side. If you haven't done this before around shapes, I suggest that you have a practice run first. It might be worth as well having a little practice with your zigzag stitch. I've tried various sizes. I'm going to go with this size. I've zigzagged all the way around my face, all the way around my heart, and the inside of both wings. And now we're going to put the eyes into place. I've placed my two eyes into place, and now I'm going to press to bond them all together. I've placed my beak in position. As you can see, it overlaps the face a little bit. I'm going to press that to bond that together. I've ironed my beak into place. Now at this stage you could, if you were confident enough, to zigzag all the way around. However, I find this incredibly fiddly and I leave them unsewn. Finally, position your buttons and sew into place. I've sewn both buttons into place, and now we're going to join it all together, leaving this the right way up. Place your other piece of main outer on top, pretty side to pretty side. Line up all the sides and edges, and then add some clips. I've added all my clips, and as you can see at the bottom, I've left my gap sign. This is so we'll be able to turn it the right way out and add our stuffing. I'm now going to take it over to the sewing machine and starting at the edge of the gap sign using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so carefully following the shape all the way around. Take your time with this and stop. Take your time over this section and this section where your wings are with a heat and bond are, because it's a little bit harder to sew over. I've sewn all the way around using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and as you can see, I've carefully snipped all the way around the curves for a much better finish when we turn it. And it's turning next we're going to do, so through the gap, turn your owl the right way out. I've turned the owl the right way out, and the next stage is to stuff him. So using the gap at the bottom, start adding your stuffing. Start with the ears and then carefully make your way down to the bottom. I've stuffed the owl, and now all that's left now is to hand stitch the gap. I've sewed up the gap, and that's our lovely owl all finished.